Let's talk about day 2 of the Karen Reed retrial. Let's do a little nighttime pajama recap because I have to do this before I go to bed. Day 2, Karen Reed retrial. We have Kerry Roberts, who's being cross-examined by Alan Jackson. Alan Jackson is basically focusing on every word. Him and his team are focusing on every word that these witnesses said in the last trial. The worst thing the Commonwealth could have done was do a retrial because they just studied every word that these people said, and they're getting them to admit that Hank Brennan made them sit there and watch what they said the first grand jury or this grand jury or last time. And Hank Brennan coached them, but people are like, no, he didn't coach them, he prepped them. Okay, point aside, he met with Kerry Roberts and he set her up for failure. One of the main points being driven home from Alan Jackson to Kerry Roberts is the cross-examination of her testimony from the grand jury, where Kerry Roberts is saying she never overheard Karen Reed tell Jen McCabe to Google hypothermia. And Alan Jackson was like, oh, you don't? Well, let's review the transcript from the last testimony that you gave on this. And then after reviewing that transcript from 2022, she confirmed that she did in fact testify to the fact that she heard Karen ask Jen to Google hypothermia. So he's proving that she's not a reliable witness and that her story's changing and all of these things. And, Kerry Roberts definitely owned up to it. Kerry Roberts kept saying, I did not hear Karen Reed say Google hypothermia, but I was told that. And they were like, filling in the blanks. I'm filling in the blanks in my head. And I'm like, who told you? Jen McCabe? And that's when I started to think, damn, did Jen McCabe, and this is my opinion and all alleged, did she kind of put things in people's heads and coach people? And the one thing I think back to is the first trial where her husband, Matt McCabe, testified on the stand talking about how there was a group chat. Kerry Roberts was over their house and the Mass State Police was interviewing Kerry Roberts, and they started asking her questions, and Matt McCabe was texting the group chat with the Albert saying, damn, she's singing like a bird, she talks too much, why would you care if you're innocent? Then Alan Jackson continued to drill Kerry Roberts to the point where it was uncomfortable, but there's gonna be so much uncomfortable stuff in this trial. Just get prepared to just have secondhand cringe for a very long time. Alan Jackson is like, so you just ignored the part where you were asked if you heard this, not was told it? And she was like, I guess. So it's all super confusing. Kerry Roberts basically admitted to perjuring herself on the stand, and Alan Jackson was like, this is punishable by prison time. And she's like, I didn't, but I do now. She's like, I didn't intend to lie to a grand jury, I just did. My story's changing after 3 years, and everybody's just